Hello and welcome to my video all about how to knit the wave cable. This cable is very similar to the basic cables I showed you how to knit in a previous video. However, in this pattern there's both a front cross and a back cross within the same cable. I'm going to knit this cable with super bulky yarn and large needles. And then at the end I'm going to show you what it looks like using a lighter weight yarn. To complete this pattern, you're going to need a cable needle. Okay, so to start with, I've cast on 10 stitches. The 2 stitches on either side will be used to knit reverse stockinette stitch, and the central 6 stitches will be used to knit a stockinette cable. For row 1, which represents the right side or the front of the knitting, you first purl 2 stitches. This is the start of the reverse stockinette stitch. You then knit 6 stitches, which is the start of the stockinette cable. And finally, you purl 2 more stitches, which again is the start of the reverse stockinette stitch. Then for row 2, which represents the wrong side of the knitting, you first do 2 knit stitches. Then the yarn comes forward for 6 purl stitches. Then the yarn goes back again for 2 knit stitches. And then we're on to row number 3, which is the cable row. To begin, we do 2 purl stitches. We then need to use our cable needle to slip 3 stitches purlwise off the left hand needle. Make sure that if you're using a hooked cable needle like I am, that the long side is on the right and you use the short side on the left to pick up the stitches. This is going to be a back cross, so you then leave the cable needle at the back of your work. Then knit 3 stitches off the left hand needle, first making sure that the working yarn is at the back. Then you need to push the stitches on the cable needle to the end of the long side. Then knit the 3 stitches off the cable needle. Using the cable needle exactly how you would use the left hand needle. Then to finish row 3, bring the yarn to the front and purl 2 stitches. And now that we've twisted 3 stitches over the other 3 stitches, you can now see the cable starting to form. On the front here you can see the beginning of a right leaning cable. And then for rows 4 through to 8 we're going to repeat rows we've already done. So rather than walk you through those again, I'm going to put the pattern for them up on screen now. Rows 4, 6 and 8 are the same as row 2, and rows 5 and 7 are the same as row 1. And now we're on to row number 9, which is the second cable row. First, you do 2 purl stitches. Then you slip 3 stitches onto your cable needle purlwise. This time we're going to be doing a front cross, so leave your cable needle at the front of your work. Then knit 3 stitches from the left hand needle, first making sure the working yarn is at the back. You then need to slide the stitches to the end of the cable needle and then knit them. So that's 3 stitches knit from the cable needle. And then just purl 2 stitches to finish. And then rows 10 through to 12 are just rows that we've already knit. So I'm going to put the pattern for those up on screen now. For rows 10 and 12 you just repeat row 2, and for row 11 you just repeat row 1. And that completes the 12-row repeat of the wave cable. You'll now be able to see that one strand of your cable, the strand that's at the forefront, now is beginning to lean to the left instead. The reason we do a back cross and a front cross within the same cable is to keep one strand of the cable at the forefront throughout, and the other strand will be kept in the background, which creates a wave effect. I've completed 2 repeats of this pattern in a lighter weight yarn so that you can see the result. I really hope you've enjoyed knitting this cable, and thank you very much for watching.